इतना बड़ा एक्सरसाइज, चुनावी एक्सरसाइज, आम चुनाव, लोकसभा चुनाव कब होगा, कैसे होगा, कितने चरणों में होगा, क्या राज्यों में विधानसभा चुनाव होंगे, कब नतीजे आएंगे, इन तमाम सवालों के जवाब मुख्य निर्वाचन आयुक्त डॉक्टर सुनील अरोड़ा।
It would also help if you could either raise your hand or identify which block are you speaking from, given the expanse of this room. Thank you. Sir, over to you. Thank you.
Shri Ashok Lavasa ji, Shri Sushil Chandra ji, Senior DC in charge of administration and planning, Umesh Sinha ji, all my colleagues from the Election Commission and all the colleagues from media. As you are aware, the 5-year term of the 16th Lok Sabha is due to expire on 3rd June 2019. Preparation for the conduct of election to the 17th Lok Sabha in a manner that is free, fair, inclusive, accessible, ethical, participatory, and also festive. When independent India held its first general and assembly elections during 51-2, not everybody was convinced of our capacity to successfully conduct the exercise. In fact, democracies in the world, then numbering maybe around 40, most of them were very skeptical. But India, by conducting our elections, emerged as a, should I say, beacon light for the emerging democracies all over the world. The scale and complexity of the elections has only grown since then. The population of India increased 3.3 times between 91 and 2001 census. But there are other statistics also which have gone up sharply, as expected. Mahatma Gandhi said, democracy must, in essence, mean the art and science of mobilizing the entire physical, economic and spiritual resources of all the various sections of people in the service of the common good of all. Keeping all this in view, this commission started preparing for elections for quite some time. We started with organizing a series of meetings with chief electoral officers of all the states and UTs in order to review various aspects of election preparedness. Video conferences with the chief secretaries on 21st, 22nd and 28th January to assess the overall law and order situation, state or UT specific areas of concern, and deliberate on the quantum of central armed police forces required. Several rounds of discussions were held with the Ministry of Home Affairs at the level of our officers, and we also had an in-depth discussion with the Union Home Secretary and his team. The Commission also held deliberations with several key departments, especially railways, in order to ensure smooth movement and facilitation during the conduct of elections. To get a first-hand knowledge of the status of poll preparedness in the states, we visited several states and UTs to review the poll preparedness. During these visits, there is a standard SOP which is followed by the Commission, and not just us, but before us also. This has been a tradition that first of all we start with interaction with the political parties. After that, we have the presentations by the CEO of the state, the police nodal officer of that state, and the central nodal officer from whichever CPF is designated for that state or UT. After that, we have a fairly in-depth interaction lasting maybe sometimes 10 to 12 hours, if not more, the collectors, SPs, IGs, commissioners of police, wherever there is commissioner system, and all their colleagues. This is followed by a meeting with the central government regulatory departments, income tax, state excise, central excise, in order to talk about the expenditure monitoring. Then there is a meeting with the Chief Secretary, Home Secretary, and their colleagues, DGP and their colleagues. After doing all this, we report back to the media in a press conference in the state. And same process was followed this time also. While finalizing poll dates, examination schedules of various state boards, CBSE, other relevant factors like various festivals, including festivals which have religious kind of bindings, for example, when people are fasting, etc. Harvest season in certain parts of the country, as well as the inputs obtained from the weather department, are also adequately factored in. In fact, behind the scenes, I would like to tell you that our colleagues, the senior deputy commissioner and all his colleagues, they have been slogging for maybe months together to work out all these things. They do every time, they have done this time also. The Commission firmly believes that the purity of electoral roll is the foundation of credible elections. We have been constantly monitoring the health of the rolls in the country, and after the introduction of Aeronet, now we have a pan-India monitoring systems here in Delhi. The electoral rolls have been revised with reference to 11/2019 as qualifying date. Process of continuous updation shall continue till the last date of filing nominations. Total electorate in the final published roll would be in the vicinity of 900 million compared to 814.5 in 2014. This marks an increase of 84.3 million voters since 2014. There are 15 million voters in the age group of 18 to 19. 38,325 third gender others. 71,735 overseas electors. Service electors more than 1.6 million. 99.36 electors have EPIC cards. 23 states and UTs have 100% EPIC coverage. The Commission continues to try the maximum coverage of EPIC still. In this direction, some major initiatives were taken. VVIP, Voter Verification and Information Program, launched to aid voters in checking their names in the rolls. Toll-free 1950 for checking names through SMS. Special camps organized for enrollment of eligible voters who are left out. No suo motu deletion of names after final publication of electoral roll is permitted. No deletion modification after 10 days of announcement of elections without prior approval of the Commission. Official voter slips, including those in Braille for our voters, for persons with disability voters. This is distributed or shall be distributed at least 5 days before the poll to all enrolled voters. This process is rigorously monitored and schedule of distribution shared with the public representatives. In fact, at every stage, all these things are shared with the public representatives. However, we would like to make it clear that photo voter slip issued at the last minute shall be used for guidance, but not as a proof of identity in the polling stations. We have already given a very detailed ad 2-3 days back that that slip not be the proof of identity, but there are 11 other options which can be used to cast your vote, provided of course the name is on the electoral roll. A voter's guide in vernacular English is being handed over in these elections to every household, giving all relevant information. On the ballot unit, below the name of the last candidate, there will be a button for nota option for the voters who do not wish to vote for any of the candidates. And as an additional measure to eliminate confusion in the minds of our voters, where you press the button in front of that, there is a photograph of the candidate also, so that you make a more conscious choice, seeing the photograph of the candidate for whom you want to vote. Voter assistant booths will be set up at every polling station to extend facilitation to the voters. There are approximately 10 lakh polling stations this year as compared to 9 lakh in 2014, an increase of 10.1%. Why I have used the word approximately is that in some special circumstances, for example, exigencies of weather, snowfall, etc., with the permission of the Commission, a new or auxiliary polling station can be opened even at the last minute. Of course, before the elections. Assured minimum polling facilities at all polling stations like drinking water, electricity, shade, toilets, ramps, and a standard voting compartment are being provided. And these are monitored very closely by the Commission in the meeting with the collectors, video conferences, and the meeting with the Chief Secretary. Efforts are also being made to make voting comfortable, accessible, and sensitive, particularly to the needs of senior citizens, persons with disability, and ladies. VVPATs will be used with EVM at all polling stations in this election. Adequate number of both have been made available for smooth conduct of elections. The ballot units already reached the destination as per requirement, 23.3 lakhs. The control unit 16.35 lakhs and VVPATs 17.4 lakhs. This also includes, by the way, reserve units, because as per the SOP, for example, if the control unit starts malfunctioning, then entire thing is changed. But if the VVPAT stops malfunctions, VVPAT is changed, something like that. And these are details. So accordingly, the requirement as well as the reserves have been worked out. The Commission has specified elaborate standard operating procedures for EVMs and VVPATs, including FLC, mock poll, two-stage randomization, mandatory VVPAT slip count in one randomly selected polling station per assembly segment. There are very stringent security and administrative protocols related to the machines, including their storage movement, usage, as well as handling reserve and VVPATs. In fact, after these 4 or 5 anecdotal incidents of the last 5 poll-gone states, new fresh SOPs have been issued for making the last mile transportation even of the reserve EVMs very, very stringent and rigid, including the monitoring by GPS, etc. The Commission has laid a lot of emphasis on widespread demonstration and awareness activities at the assembly as well as booth level in order to familiarize as many voters as possible with EVM and VVPATs. Consequent on the schedule of announcement of general elections through the press note, the MCC for the guidance of political parties and candidates comes into effect from today itself in the entire country. The Commission calls upon political parties and candidates to strictly adhere to the same. Elaborate arrangements have been made to ensure effective implementation of the MCC, and any violation, repeat, any violation will be dealt with in the strictest manner. All the candidates are required to file an affidavit in Form 26 along with their nomination papers, which includes information on their criminal antecedents, if any, assets, liabilities, and educational qualifications. As all of you are aware, recently all the proposals of the Commission regarding the expansion of and revealing more information, including of HUF, was accepted by Ministry of Law, and accordingly the Form 26 has been already revised and circulated all over. This format was amended on 26 February 2019. Non-filling of this affidavit in the prescribed format, which also now includes giving you a PAN number, if you have, will result in rejection of nomination paper. Will result in rejection of nomination paper. Candidates with criminal antecedents would be required to furnish information in this regard in the local newspapers and TV channels on 3 occasions during campaign period. Elaborate arrangements have been made to ensure peaceful conduct of elections. In order to curb noise pollution and prevent disturbance to the people at large, usage of loudspeakers is prohibited at night between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. No loudspeakers permitted at all during the period of 48 hours ending with the hour fixed for conclusion of poll in the polling area. Commission has also directed political parties, candidates, agents to desist from using environmentally hazardous publicity materials and promote usage of eco-friendly substances for preparation of election campaign material. This is a new effort by the Commission, but this is a kind of appeal to everybody to use this. CAPF, Central Police Forces, are going to be deployed in large numbers, the numbers can't be discussed, to ensure free and fair elections well in advance for area domination, especially in areas which are very, very sensitive, route marches and patrolling to enhance confidence and reassure the voters. Targeted deployment of Central Forces in all expenditure sensitive places all over the country. They will also undertake special confidence building measures through route patrolling and route marches in order to bolster especially the confidence of weaker sections of the society, weaker and more vulnerable sections of the society. Preventive measures are being taken by the district magistrates and police authorities to maintain law and order. Commission lays equal emphasis on sufficient deployment of video cameras, CCTVs and webcasting, especially at the critical and vulnerable polling booths. All critical events shall be videographed. Commission appoints sufficient number of general observers, police observers, expenditure observers, awareness observers and micro observers to closely monitor various stages of the election process. Control rooms and complaint monitoring systems are set up with 24 hours toll-free numbers. In fact, on the issue of central observers, this time Commission has taken a conscious decision that wherever required in those states or UTs which are expenditure sensitive and wherever there are major security issues, we would be sending special observers of sufficient seniority and experience and standing and stature to these places. I will not be able to name the states because that is not something which kind of in advanced level state like this, but we have all the information and we will act accordingly. We also now have, by now, thanks to our IT and ICT wings, stringent monitoring of all critical events of the poll day using the state-of-art IT applications. This includes one of the most major, this is C-Vigil, which is an Android app which helps citizens to record any violation of Model Code of Conduct on the mobile and promptly send to election authorities for option. By the way, this was started on a trial basis during Karnataka elections in Bangalore under the direct supervision of the Commission and extended subsequently to all these 5 poll-gone states. In these 5 poll-gone states, almost 28,000 such complaints were received. A citizen can give his or her name and number and the authority on the other end is duty bound, no options, to report back within 100 minutes the action being taken, proposed to be taken, etc. If a particular complainant feels vulnerable or is making a complaint about, say, large cash transaction happening somewhere and doesn't want his or her name to be revealed, in that case, the Commission will get it published in the local newspapers so that he or she becomes aware of the action taken and her privacy is also protected. This is a major tool of citizen empowerment, and it is really the experience of these 5 poll-gone states. We are really hopeful that now when it is used pan-India, it will kind of add another dimension to the empowerment of our citizens. We also have started a PWD app for persons with disability for registration, modification, as well as to ask for doorstep facilities and wheelchair on the day of poll. We already have introduced and we kind of monitored very closely that all the permissions can be obtained on Suvidha candidate app and they can also track their status. Samadhan is an integrated web portal for registering and resolving citizen information, suggestions, feedbacks and complaints. This is another way of getting the feedback. As you are aware, the Commission for many years, under one of its former CECs, had started systematic voters education and electoral participation. That called SWEEP. This program is basically for dissemination, advocacy and communication. And for this, comprehensive measures are undertaken for enhancing our contact with the voters and increasing their participation in this largest festival of democracy, Desh ka Mahatyauhar. This is being personally monitored by steered and monitored at the level of bureaucracy in the Commission by senior DEC, Administration and Planning and his other colleagues, and Commission itself takes very regular account of this. Comprehensive measures are also being taken to reach out to the voters in the remotest corners through folk art, festivals, local nataks, and this time also we've started extensive use of community radio, and we are also embarking on the area of how to kind of, besides the print and electronic media, how to kind of enlarge our outreach through social media. The Commission has always considered engagement, considered media as an important ally and a rather potent force multiplier in ensuring an effective and efficient election management. Hence, the Commission has directed all CEOs of the poll-going states to positive and progressive engagement with the media. Commission also requests the media to play a positive, proactive and constructive role in supplementing and facilitating our efforts towards delivery of free and fair elections. The media certification and monitoring committees have already been constituted at all the states and districts to deal with the problem of paid news and other media-related violations and pre-certification of political advertisements on electronic media. An additional member, a social domain media expert, is included now in the membership of the MCMC, this Media Certification and Monitoring Committee at the state and district level, so as to get inputs from his or her side. Candidates are required to furnish details of their social media account. All political advertisement on social media will also require pre-certification. All expenditure on campaigning advertisement on social media is to be included in the election expenditure account. All provisions of Model Code of Conduct shall also apply to the content being posted on social media by candidates and political parties. And based on the recommendations made by the committee appointed by the Commission regarding the further enlargement of Section 126 of RPA in sync with the new media and deliberations made with the various other stakeholders, social media platforms, the major steps as follows. The intermediaries, viz. Facebook, Twitter, Google and YouTube, have committed in writing to ensure that any political advertisement published on their platforms will be certified from MCMC. Some IT applications are also being thought of to streamline it further and make the process less cumbersome. In fact, Commission has taken a stock of the IT applications being developed by our team, and maybe we'll introduce as a pilot project in some states to start with. Google and FB have also announced verification of political advertisers and ad archives with reference to advertisement buying. Social media platforms have committed to implement pre-certification, as I said earlier. To keep a check on election violations and menace of fake news and hate speech during the election period, social media platforms have told us that they have appointed dedicated grievance officers to take necessary and prompt action against the contents published on their platforms. Social media platforms have committed to take action on any content reported by designated officers of ECI also, which violates various electoral laws. Internet and Mobile Association of India, in consultation with ECI, is formulating a set of code of ethics for intermediary online platforms. This is a work in progress. Now I will start reading what you all have been waiting for. हिंदी भी आती है और हिंदी का वर्जन आपको मिलेगा जब आपको प्रेस नोट मिलेगा. इंग्लिश के साथ साथ हिंदी का भी मिलेगा. इंग्लिश के साथ साथ हिंदी का भी मिलेगा जी. हिंदी हिंदुस्तानी सब आते हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं. एनीवे, I read out the proposed phase 1. Before that, I would like to inform all of you that this time, instead of 9 phases, we have 7 phases of election. Phase 1, date of issue of gazette notification. Notification होने के gazette notification होने का दिन 18/3/2019 Monday. Phase 1, last date of nomination, आखिरी तारीख nomination की 25/3/2019 Monday. Last date of nominations 25th March 2019 Monday. Date for scrutiny of nominations 26th March 2019 Tuesday. Last date for withdrawal of candidature 28th March Thursday. Date of poll first phase 11th April Thursday. Date of counting 23rd March Thursday. 23rd May 2019, sorry. Or date before election shall be completed 27th May 2019. Phase 2, date of issue of gazette notification 19th March. Last day of nomination 26th March. Date for scrutiny of nomination 27th March. Last date of withdrawal 29th March. Date of poll 18th April. Date of counting same 23rd May. Phase 3. Date of issue of notification 28th March. Last day of nomination 4th April. Date of scrutiny 5th April. Last date of withdrawal of candidature 8th April. Date of counting, of course, 23rd. Date of poll 18th April. No, we are sending you all this by, after I have read it through, you're getting it out by soft copy, almost right away. I'll read out the phase 2 again. Okay. No, I'll read out the phase 2 again because she's asked for it.
Sir, hello.
Phase 3, okay. Thank you. Phase 3. Phase 3, date of issue of Gazette notification, 28th March. Last date, we'll come to that after this. We'll come to that after this. That is the second statement. Last date of nomination, 4th April. Phase 3. Date of scrutiny, 5th April. Last date for withdrawal of candidature, 8th April. Date of counting, 23rd May. Date of counting. Date of poll, 23rd April. Phase 4. 23rd April. 23rd April. Is it clear now? Phase 4. Date of issue of notification, 2nd April. In fact, the most important are 2 dates that I can give you instead of giving you 7 dates. The date of poll, 29th April. And date of counting, same. Phase 5. Date of issue of Gazette notification, 10th April. Date of poll, 6th May. Phase 6. Date of issue of Gazette notification, 16th April. Date of poll, 12th May. Phase 7. Date of issue of Gazette notification, 22nd April. Date of poll, 19th May. And all, sorry, I will repeat the date of poll. First phase, 11th April. Second phase, 18th April. Third phase, 23rd April. Fourth phase, 29th April. Fifth phase, 6th May. Sixth phase, 12th May. Phase 7, 19th May. Am I clear now? And all countings, without, no need to say, but I am repeating, 23rd May. Now the Lok Sabha state-wise details if you want, or otherwise I will just tell you that in phase 1 there are total 543 constituencies, as you are all aware. Phase 1 is 91. In 20 states. Phase 1 is 91 in 20 states. Phase 2 is 97 in 13 states. Phase 3 is, phase 1 is 91 constituencies in 20 states. Is it clear? Phase 2 is 97 constituencies in 13 states. Is it clear? Phase 3 is 115 constituencies in 14 states. When I say states here, it also means states and UTs. Phase 4 is 71 constituencies in 9 states. Now, 71 constituencies in 9 states. Phase 5 is 51 constituencies in 7 states. Phase 6 is 59 constituencies in 7 states. Phase 7 is 59 constituencies in 8 states. You want me to read out once more? Phase 1, 91 constituencies, 20 states. Phase 2, 97 constituencies, 13 states. Phase 3, 115 constituencies, 14 states. Phase 4, 71 constituencies, 9 states. Phase 5, 51 constituencies, 7 states. Phase 6, 59 constituencies, 7 states. And Phase 7, 59 constituencies, 8 states. The notification, the formal notification of by-elections in all the seats, etc., is being made separately today itself. Jammu Kashmir. States going in single phase. Andhra, Arunachal. Before now reading further, it must be clear that they will be overlapping. Same state will be named maybe in 2 phases or 3 phases. But still I start reading now. States going in single phase, Andhra, Arunachal, Goa, Gujarat, Andhra, Arunachal, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Punjab, Sikkim, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, I said Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Andaman Nicobar, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, all right. You have waited for so long, I'll repeat. Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttarakhand, or you want me to repeat from the beginning? Andaman Nicobar, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, Lakshadweep, Delhi, Pondicherry, Chandigarh. In all 22 states going in single phase. States undergoing 2 phases. Karnataka, Manipur, Rajasthan, Tripura. States undergoing 3 phases. Assam, Chhattisgarh. States undergoing 4 phases. Jharkhand. 3rd phase, Assam, Chhattisgarh. 3 phases. 4 phases, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha. Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha. 5 phases, Jammu Kashmir. 6th phase, no state. 7th phase, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. And now I'll read out once more. First phase, 22 states and UTs. Second phase, 4 states and UTs. 2 phases, 4 states. 3 phases, 2 states. 4 phases, 4 states. 5 phases, 1 state. 7th phase, 3 states. You see, the issue also is that there has to be ensured the movement of the CPFs from one place to the other, and they go by trains, etc., and then they require some time for initial settling down, which is how all this has been done.
Now
Jammu Kashmir.
No, before that, sir, each state and which are the states and the date of polling.
So we have it.
No, please.
Read that. Sorry?
Please read the date.
To you.
Sir.
It's being sent to you now.
No, what are the
copy? Just now.
Sir, 7 phases states?
That's the most important basic information.
Nobody knows.
Like Andhra is going to be on which date?
Phase 1, Andhra, all the 25 seats. Phase 1. 11th April. It has been said 4 or 5 times, I'll say it again. 11th April, 25. Now I'll read state-wise, please. Andhra, first, now I'm reading phase 1, right? 11th April. Andhra, 25. Arunachal, 2. Assam, 5. Bihar, 4. Andhra, 25. Arunachal, 2. Assam, 5. Bihar, 4. Chhattisgarh, 1. Jammu Kashmir, 2. Maharashtra, 7. Manipur, 1. Meghalaya, 2. Mizoram, 1. Nagaland, 1. Odisha, 4. Sikkim, 1. Telangana, 17. Tripura, 1. Uttar Pradesh, 8. Uttarakhand, 5. West Bengal, 2. Andaman Nicobar, 1. Lakshadweep, 1. Total, 91. Am I clear now? Phase 2. Assam, 5. As said earlier, phase 2 starts from 18th April. Assam, 5. Bihar, 5. Chhattisgarh, 3. Jammu Kashmir, 2. Karnataka, 14, 1-4. Maharashtra, 10. Manipur, 1. Odisha, 5. Tamil Nadu, 39. Tripura, 1. Uttar Pradesh, 8. West Bengal, 3. Puducherry, 1. Total, 97. Phase 3, starting from 23rd April. Assam, 4. Bihar, 5. Chhattisgarh, 7. Gujarat, 26. Goa, 2. Jammu Kashmir, 1. Karnataka, 14. Kerala, 20. Maharashtra, 14. Odisha, 6. UP, Uttar Pradesh, 10. West Bengal, 5. Dadra and Nagar Haveli, 1. Daman and Diu, 1. Total 115, spanning 14 states and UTs. Phase 4, starting 29th April. Bihar, 5. Jammu Kashmir, 1. Jharkhand, 3. Madhya Pradesh, 6. Maharashtra 17, Odisha 6, Rajasthan 13, Uttar Pradesh 13, West Bengal 5, 8, 5 was phase 3, 71 across 9 states. Phase 6,